Kayla, can you hear me right now? Okay, Lance, are you good? Folks over here, can you hear me okay? Okay, I think I've got it at a point where it's not too obnoxious, but I think everybody can hear me. I want to welcome everybody tonight. I want to welcome members, non-members, new members. I'd like to start our meeting with our disclaimer, which is that we are a meeting, an environment of education and awareness. We are not an open market for the sale, purchase, or distribution of cannabis. We do not encourage or condone illegal behavior of any kind.
Not in this state.
First thing on our news list again this month will be our legislative news. Again, there's still 38 bills pending in the federal legislature. The one we're really pushing right now is H.R. 1227, which is the Ending Federal Prohibition Act of 2017. I understand they're talking about amending that to include not only medical marijuana, but recreational. Again, that's H.R. 1227. The other one that I like to point out at the federal level is H.R. 4779. You having a little trouble, Lance?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm just focusing. Sorry.
That one is...
What happens when you miss? Sorry.
What's that? This is the only one to have. They're all posted on the event.
I know.
That one's the Referrers Act. So again, on both of those, we ask you to keep your federal legislators, bug them, tell them that you're wanting to support this, get involved. Also, of course, state level, we have the two bills that we're really pushing, which is S212 and HR 3521. They're twin bills of the Compassionate Care Act. We're at a point now where there's been a lot going on in the State House, and they haven't addressed this yet. So we're asking people to call the head of the Medical Affairs Committee. I don't have his name handy. And push them to schedule a hearing for the public to have input on on H3521 and S212. Everybody again got me okay? Any questions on either the state or federal legislation right now or any other input? I believe since the last time we did meet, Jeff Sessions has again reiterated wanting DAs to keep going against marijuana. And from the best knowledge that I have, he's actually getting pushback from a lot of people saying this is the wrong choice, the wrong decision. So let's keep the pressure up on that. Chapter business, we're top couple of things are our filing with the IRS. I just got a call back or an email back from Kevin Mamalji, who is our chapter director at National. He's going to start walking me through the process of making sure that we're compliant both with the federal IRS, and also I've got to look into filing with the state for our sales tax exemption. We want to get that all taken care of, and of course with the filings from last year, we're going to have to get that all done before April 15th of this year.
Try this.
What's that? I think it's helping. Bear with me a minute. Gotta search Facebook for info.
C3. The file.
C3, a bill?
501C3.
The non-profit organization number.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Is that what?
Yeah, we're all squared away on that.
Yeah.
Scott did a great job on that.
So what it is, it's the little
Okay, as far as our board membership goes, we are again still looking for people to serve on the board. I believe I have one person interested who tells me they have another person interested, but we need a 5-person board to kind of guide the organization. Currently, we're two of us, Suzanne and myself, or Suzanne and myself, one way or the other. So we are taking nominees for board membership. The other thing I wanted to report, I haven't done this in the past, but report on our actual membership numbers. These were from last week when I put together the agenda. We were at 35 paid memberships. We added 3 tonight. Our Facebook page count was 882 at last week. Our Twitter followers at 212. Instagram at 249. And we have 228 people on our newsletter list. So our numbers are definitely growing. We've added at least 100 on our Instagram in the past month. Instagram's going nuts. Mind you, these are people from all over creation, but we're doing a lot of hashtags right here in Charleston. We've got some neat local places following us. T-Bones is following us on Instagram.
All right.
Shout out T-Bones. On our committee reports, I'm going to ask Kayla, can you give us a little info on what happened with League of Women's Voters? You want to come up and use this? We saw that, we were invited about a month ago to attend a meeting with the League of Women's Voters. They were working on their agenda for their upcoming 2019 elections, I believe it was, and their overall agenda. They did not have an agenda about marijuana at that point, or at this point. Their agenda deals with drugs overall, just saying it should be a mental health issue and not a medical issue. But we as an organization sponsored Kayla to join. She's been involved and sat in on the meetings discussing what they're going to be talking about. I'm going to hand the mic over to Kayla.
So when I was at the meeting, we discussed, like Scott said, that with the medical bill about to be almost hopefully being passed here, it's more of a public health issue than it is a criminal issue. The league has their own agenda though, so they were very hesitant to take on something new. Obviously in legal states they have chapters that are addressing marijuana laws, so we're hopefully going to jump on like a contingent thing and jump on the back of a legal state that's already doing it. The way that their levels work are very difficult, but I did get a new email back from Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah.
She was saying that I'm going to meet with the head of the President Shana and another couple head the upper level of the chapter here in South Carolina to start our own sub-chapter to push the medical bill. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jill Scott. She does the South Carolina Compassionate Care Alliance. She's going to be backing me with that. So luckily she knows all the political stuff about it. She's so intelligent. This woman, Jill Scott, if you guys don't know her, look up her page on Facebook. It's the South Carolina Compassionate Care Alliance. She is on the forefront of the political backing of this bill being passed. I mean, this woman she should be running for president, basically. She's insane. But so she's going to help me out with that, and we're going to start our own little sub-chapter. So if any of you women here are interested in coming into that, it would be awesome.
Sure.
Their biggest focus is the educational issues going on in South Carolina, which I don't know if any of you guys know, being South Carolina residents, if there's a scale from 1 to 50, we're 47.
Yeah.
If you guys have children, which I don't have children, but I mean, that's horrifying to believe that that's our state that we live in. So they're really backing for the educational stuff, and hopefully we can tie that in with the medical marijuana, because unfortunately most ignorance comes from lack of knowledge. Most people don't even know the benefits of cannabis or CBD or hemp or any of that. So hopefully we as a group can also be in that too, like really pushing for people to understand that this is more than dope. This is not a drug, it's medicine, it's a job, it's a career, it's my career, it's Scott, it's all of us. So check out League of Women's Voters and Jill. That's my
All right, good job.
Thank you, Kayla. Thank you very much. Other thing I do want to bring up with the Outreach and Education Committee, Freedom Leaf has changed from a monthly to a quarterly magazine. So when we're doing our handouts for these, we're going to probably be a little bit more reserved on this particular one. I'll probably reserve these just for bringing along to meetings. We are still looking for a couple of locations for people to drop off 3 or 4 copies of the Dope magazine in other areas that are not James Island.
Thank you.
Because that's where I kind of hit most of the time. So James Island and Folly is where I go. But if you have a local like newspaper stand or something that wants a free magazine, we'll have you take 3 or 4 of these to them. Okay, next committee is going to be our Communications and Public Relations Committee. We have pretty much completed our brochure. It's an introductory brochure. There's links on our website to see the PDFs. We have 2 advertising spots on that. We're currently courting a couple of advertisers. Both of those ad spots are on the back of what's called the Normal Freedom Card, which is something we ask everybody to keep in their wallet in case they ever have a police interaction. They're going to want this information, hand it to the police officer, let them know what rights they're invoking, their First Amendment rights, their Second Amendment, or no, not Second Amendment, but their Fourth and their Fifth Amendment rights as well. Basically, it's saying that you're not consenting to any searches or seizures, you're not consenting to any conversations with them, and you know, if they want to talk to you, contact your lawyer. So these are perfect spots on the back of these cards to have a bail bonds or a lawyer, defense attorney put their advertisement. I have Kayla put me in touch with the folks at Charleston Bails Bonds. I've had a little bit of communication, but no response or no positive response from them yet. So we're still kind of looking for advertisers on those 2 locations inside the brochure. Really, the only other thing for the Communications and Public Relations Committee at the moment is event promos for our 2 different 420 events. And I'll get into those in just a minute or 2 when we get into the event committee stuff. Before that, I do want to talk I do want to backtrack just a little bit to our Outreach and Education Committee and our I didn't get their membership yet. We're going to be looking for some volunteers from both of those committees to help man our table at both the 420 rally and at the after party. We're probably going to want 2 volunteers from Outreach and Education and 2 volunteers from Communications, Public Relations. No, from Outreach and Education. At each of those locations. So we'll probably want 2 and 2, especially because as some of you may see tonight with the membership committee, you got to play with this little machine and make membership cards. It's going to take at least 2 people to do that at the table. So we are looking for volunteers for those things. Also, there is the, before I get too much more into the 420 rally, there is one event we have before that, and that is Team Normal and the Cooper River Bridge Run, or walk, as some of us might be doing. So there's no additional charge to participate with Team Normal. All we ask you to do is wear a pro-cannabis shirt, and then your regular registration fees with the Cooper River Bridge Run folks. That's going to be on April 7th. Again, we hope you wear a shirt, join us. Next is the updates. Can everybody still hear me okay? Next are going to be some updates on our 420 information. A lot has really changed since last month unintentionally. It looks like, well, first off, I had Poorhouse reach out to me and ask me what was going on. So I did start communicating with them and their owner about what options were available with them. In the meantime, we had another company, I don't have it written down now, Rye Productions, who is putting together an event at the music farm. They're looking at probably 600 plus people at this event. We've been invited to attend at no charge. We're going to get a couple of complimentary tickets from them for our volunteers and stuff like that, but it is a paid event on their end. They are going to allow us some access to their VIP areas so that we can sell some VIP packages, and they're going to allow us to run the room with our little donation jars.
Who is playing for the event at Music Farm?
I haven't gotten that yet. It's going to be...
The Eagles?
The Eagles.
Did you know
What I do know is it's going to be electronic dance music. That's about all I know at this point.
Did you know that Marley and I is coming at the end of next month, and the Dub Plates, which are the biggest reggae band in the Southeast, are hosting them? And that would be a great event to get publicity at.
Where are they
One of
coming?
Bob's kids.
I'm not sure how we can get involved, but talk to me a little bit more after the meeting, and we'll see what we can kind of do in that direction. I did see a reggae event coming up, and actually I know I signed up for one of the Occasion Fest to tap beer for everybody. I do my volunteers. So where we're at this point with the downtown rally at Marion Square is, let me switch pieces of paper here. I'm anticipating the event, and mind you, I have not filled out the application for the permit yet. I should be doing that hopefully this week. But the event should run from about 1 o'clock till about 5 o'clock with a 420 moment of silence or moment of silent solidarity in there. We plan on playing off of our brochure and the 6 points of focus in our brochure and having 6 different speakers come in. So for medical cannabis, we have Jill Swing from South Carolina Compassionate Care Alliance coming in to talk about medical cannabis. For cannabis and PTSD, I've reached out to Surfers Healing, and I've reached out to Weed for Warriors. I haven't gotten anything confirmed from either of those yet, so fingers crossed, still working on that. For the benefits of hemp, we have Lucas Snyder, who is the Executive Director of South Carolina Hemp Farmers Association, coming in and talking about hemp, primarily some of the nutritional benefits of it and some of the textile uses of it, some of the financial benefits for our state from hemp. We have coming in to talk about civil asset forfeiture reform, Susan Dunn from the ACLU of South Carolina. And for decriminalization of cannabis, we have Rayford Davis from Law Enforcement Action Partnership going to be speaking on that issue. Last issue is legalization of cannabis. Until I find anybody better, and I hope I do, it will be me. And that will be sort of how we wrap that up for the speakers. Oh, you're adorable. After we have our speakers, we will then do our little walk and our moment of silent solidarity at 420. After that, and one of the reasons we sort of opted after a discussion with a couple of people of Music Farm, it's walking distance from Marion Square. I haven't worked out all the details, but I'm assuming we can kind of sneak in a little bit early, get our stuff set up, maybe get a drink, get a little nibble, refresh ourselves after the rally from the afternoon, and then get our, kind of get our groove on promoting some fundraising from the attendees of this event. Like I say, they're expecting 600. The place maxes out at about 8, and they frequently do sell out over at Music Farm, so I think this is a good opportunity for us. And that's about it at this point on the 420 stuff. I also have, thank you. Membership committee. I also on the events committee, Hemp Fest. I'm talking about for the first Saturday of November. We've had no progress on it that at this point. really kind of preoccupied with the other, but I would like to do some sort of a hemp fest based, Charleston Hemp Fest. I just think it would really raise awareness. Can't say it. One drink, mostly coffee. Membership committee, we will definitely, and I mentioned it earlier, but we will need 2 members, volunteers at the rally, 2-member volunteers at the party. Sponsorship committee, we've come up with some packages, but I have a whole sheaf of stuff I need somebody to bounce some info on sponsorships. And National has just come up with some templates on some sponsorship packages. So I'm going to reference those and see if we can get some sponsors to come start giving us a little bit of funds to get this party started on 420. So with that said, just continue promoting all of our volunteer actions. Join our volunteer groups on Facebook. And now we get to a drawing for a book. Before I get to that, do I have anybody, any comments, any new news from anybody here tonight?
I do have a question. Is there anywhere that people can sign up to be a volunteer online that I could like share?
Just on the Facebook, we have the 5 groups. We have 5 groups on Facebook that are volunteer-based groups. Join one of those groups, and that way I know somebody's interested, and that's a good way for me to start communicating.
I can like refer someone to sign up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give
So,
them
like, I know you're
email.
in 1 or 2 of the groups there, and on Facebook you could just add them in, or like invite them from Facebook or something like that. Alright, we have 2 books we're raffling tonight. First is The Emperor Wears No Clothes by Jack Hare. Great story about him. There's no charge for the tickets for this, and I believe everybody got one as you came in the door. We have a second book that we're raffling off tonight, and I'm going to mention it real quick in case we want to sell some more tickets. $1 a ticket for true stories. True, they're not made up. And if a policeman tells me it's true, it must be so. True stories of a low country cop. $1 a ticket if you'd like to be in on this raffle. Pardon me? No, that is Reginald Sharp. Oh, and this is signed by the author. A signed copy, folks.
Wait, what do I do with this?
You just read the number.
Laura, would you pick our winner for the first one?
You deposit him, and after 7 business days, he reviews everything. And
Our book winner is 928047.
Oh, I knew it was going to be me. I handed you that ticket.
All right, congratulations.
We have a winner. There you go.
That's a cool book. All right, way to go.
I'm only 1 number off and 2 numbers off.
Can I interest anybody in any tickets on this one?
how much cash you got?
Not a big couple on this group here.
I had to buy it. I saw a copy, and I didn't like his hot sauce that he was selling. He was selling hot sauce in his book.
It was all the money in the wallet.
If this hot sauce was too vinegary for me,
It was all the money in the
What
wallet.
made that the movie prize?
so I bought the book.
That doesn't take credit cards. If you did, I'd be in trouble.
I'd be in trouble.
Suzanne will let you pick it. Don't dump that wine over.
Almost did.
Are you the only one?
Not me. 928041.
4-1.
Is that you?
All right.
We're going to pass that down to Jeff if we could.
We verified the ticket.
I went over to Scott's like last month.
And the balance of the universe remains.
I just had to buy it.
Reminder, next month's meeting is Tuesday, March 20th. We are going to be back at Maybank Public House on Maybank Highway. The following month will be about 3 days before the rally on April 17th at Tattooed Senorita on Folly Road. hopefully that night we're going to be making our rally signs or completing our rally signs, getting all of our stuff ready for the rally. We've kind of reserved the whole back half of the restaurant. We're going to rip it up and have a great time. The last reminder, well maybe one more next month, but last reminder for tonight, April 7th, 41st annual Cooper River Bridge Run. Run with Team Normal. Let's show that we're not just a bunch of lazy stoners. And thank you all for coming tonight.
Yeah. And remember 420. 420 is going to be big, and it's our chance to like let people see that there's people involved. So if you get people to come to the 420 rally, it would really be great.
Food.
I'm basically volunteering that whole day. So
I am too.
you have me the whole
Yeah.
I'll be here the whole day. I did like really nice stuff. Free birthday party.
Well, see that's me. It's like I'll do the music farm thing only for a little while, and then I'm going to be going. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I'll be 60 years old by then. No, I mean I'll be 60 fucking years old. I don't need to be here any longer. And I'll let some of the youngins stay, or however that means. But basically by 9 o'clock we're going to do whatever raffles or whatever we're doing that night because we're going to be doing a raffle. And I forgot to mention the raffle. We will be doing a raffle at our after party, so we're going to be starting to look for donations. I know wherever Kayla went, she has 4 different water pipes from my bud base that are going to be donated to the raffle. And we're going to start looking for whether they're gift cards for restaurants or whatever we can find. It's going to be the, I guess they call it a pick your prize raffle where you drop your ticket into the bag or the box. And the more tickets you drop, the better chance you have of winning that prize. So that's the kind of thing we're going to be looking for, items for that raffle. All right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Cannabis really helps with that. Are you familiar with this book? Oh man, this is like a legendary book here. The original hemp Bible. Look at that. 11th edition. That's a lot. There's a lot of stuff in here. Would the CBD oil help with that? Like a tincture on your tongue or there should be so much more research on that, you know? Oh, it's terrible that, you know, that they've got it on Schedule 1 when they can't easily do the research. But see, you can look up some, they might have an index, they have an index where you can look up if there's something in here specifically like Bulgaria. It's not. Okay. Bibliography. Okay, here we go. Let's see. No, I don't see anything on blue carrots. Damn it. Could be. AIDS, but I don't see ALS. Damn it, there's Alzheimer's, but Parkinson's, that's a biggie. Let's see what it says on that.
I'm gonna try to bring them like they don't really come up the socialists they call them socialist socialists. Yeah, libertarians actually. I mean, they have their meetings.
There was something in 76, there was more research blog? I didn't know that. I mean, Jimmy Carter was in office at that point and was in favor of decrim. Thank you. The Ford administration did some of the blocking of for research. I did not know that. Taught me something already. But the whole endocannabinoid system, I would think there might be a receptor in here. It could be really helpful. You know? And they should have that isolated by now. You know? And
I don't like it. I never liked
yeah, right here, 76. Last year, the Ford administration, these drug companies, through their own persistence, specifically by intense lobbying, got the federal government to cease all positive research in the medical field. You know, like, we might not hold the White House next election, so we better put our fingers in the pie while we can. Is that awful? Well, it's disappointing there wasn't something in this Well, if it gets hold of where it doesn't get worse, though, that's the biggie. You know, this is something I was looking for, to find where it says in the Bible verses that could apply, you know. God makes the earth yield healing herbs which the prudent man should not neglect.
Hey Jeff, you dropped the ball at the store.